Good evening, everybody. Welcome to East Coast Online Sim Racing Association. We are live here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway, as we trying to get everything back up here. They did update the SDK gaming software, so having a little trouble getting that ready for tonight. Quickly gonna go through your top 10: David Hurt, Kevin Clark, Nathan Manwaring, Jeff Ordon, new to the league, George Burns, our points leader, DJ Trout, Matthew Kopp, Robert McMillan, Adam Benefield, Caleb Elswick. That is your field for tonight as we get ready to go green here. And joining me in the booth tonight is Mackay. And Mackay, you're not out there tonight, but I want to. What are your takes on for tonight's race?
I think it's gonna be an interesting one. Hopefully green most of the time. Maybe a wreck here and there, but it should be all around good.
And we are racing here at Talladega. We are going 55 laps. David Hurt is your race leader as they head into turn number one for the first time. Let's try to get a better view. Again, I'm learning this new system as they changed it up on me as soon as I figured it out. Let's try to go to the blimp here. There is your field of cars, and right now the outside line being leading by Nathan Manwaring. Looks like he's going to get the lead here early on, but we'll see how it goes into turn number three. And it looks like David Hurt got back to lead, and George Burns already up to second. He is our points leader going into the event there. I'm sorry, I don't have the points graphic up, but he has a slim margin over Caleb Elswick and DJ Trout. Caleb has won the last two races, Mackay. Do you think he can get his third win tonight?
Um, I think he could. He's been fast over the past couple weeks, and he's always up there poking at the front. And wouldn't surprise me if he got another victory today.
Just making sure my audio was working on YouTube there. And David Hurt, he's only been here a few races. He's shown that he can be leading the race, but the thing is that he has not had the finishes to prove it. And we talked about also Jeffrey Ordon. I hope I'm saying that right. It's his first start of the season for him, and he's up to fourth. And we've seen in this league, we see some blinking out by George Burns. Let's get a better view now as we are on lap number 3 here. We've seen in these races at the normal super speedways, Daytona and Talladega, we get a caution about a lap 11 or 12, and that kind of throws off the pit strategy there a little bit there, Mackay.
Yeah, it does quite a bit. Um, I'd say maybe a bit further past 11 or 12, maybe somewhere around lap 15, we might see our first wreck, especially here at Talladega. These guys are typically clean around here, but about a quarter or so into the race, they get a bit squirrely and everything. But the pit strategy should be in line with each other.
As we work lap number 4, we have mostly everybody on the bottom. We see a couple cars there. One of the Caleb Elswick machines, and Nathan Manwaring is now the other Caleb Elswick machine car goes to the top. Sorry, Elswick Esports machine goes to the top. There, that's a 68 of Robert McMillan. He's been quiet this season. Got that top 3 a few weeks ago there. We're going to go 3 wide with George Burns in the middle here on lap number 4 here. They'll get that figured out right away, but there's that 43 car of Jeff Ordon. He is moving up to third now. These newcomers that have been coming to the lead, Mackay, have been really showing their strength.
Yeah, they have, and it's really just that the skill gap in this league is so close, and everyone's kind of always just there, and there's not really people that fall back too far, and it's a good thing too because it makes these races so much more interesting, and it's not always a set winner every single time, and there's always someone new here and there.
Yeah, there's George Burns running the top again here in turn number 3 and 4, working lap number 5. They'll have 50 to go when they cross the stripe. These cars we've seen between 25 and 30 laps. That 68 blinked out for just a second there. Um, so if we do get that caution around lap 15-ish, that would give them about lap 45 maybe. This is the first time we've been back since the new update. So we'll see how these cars are running tonight. We saw Caleb Elswick blow up in practice, pushing George Burns for about 5 laps, and now they're getting really racy here. This is that time now, lap 6. They're going to start getting racy for about 5 or 6 laps, and George Burns is going to go to the lead. He's getting pushed from Caleb Elswick there in the number 66 machine, who has won the last 2 races there, in contention to win this championship right now, and he's going to try to dive under George. George shuts the door. Caleb trying to go to the outside. Ooh, that was kind of close. Kind of got some blinking going on there between the 68 and the 68 car was just blinking. What kind of effect does a blinking car have on you, Monkeyz, if somebody's blinking in front of you there?
It's generally just kind of, I guess, like a mini caution. It's you kind of don't want to really push them because you don't know if they disappear where they're going to appear next. I usually don't really like to be behind or near blinking cars because they tend to be everywhere and they're generally not something you want to be near, but it looks like they are going to keep pushing him even though he is blinking.
Absolutely there. We are working lap number 8 of 55. Robert McMillan there trying to pass his teammate in the 66 machine, trying to make it 3 wide. All the Caleb Esports, Elswick Esports machines running the top there. Robert blinking out. DJ cannot really push him. And then you have to worry about too is with Robert pushing Caleb there, and the pushing can sometimes, your car doesn't know it, but you can actually go inside of the other race car in front of you. And back in the day, Monkeyz, like 10 years ago, we had that issue back when it was 2-car tandem drafting, and you can go inside another car, and guess what you can do? You guys can just drive away at like 5 miles an hour faster than the other cars. And looks like Robert's just going to fall to the back of that pack due to his connection issues. Try to update some graphics here. This is the Tom's Tool Room Super Speedway Series, so we'd like to thank them for coming on board. And we're getting ready for the next season here, Monkeyz. We're getting the Truck Series on Monday nights there as Caleb dives down on the inside, and then we'll have the Super Speedways still be here on Tuesday nights, same time. Everybody's looking forward to this Truck Series, so if you guys are out there watching and see what you like what you're seeing, well, we got some recruitment races coming up. Hopefully get some more drivers. And we're also looking for some sponsors for next season there. So come on, check us out there on Discord. I'll post a link later on as our Discord has to be changed every so often due to some trolls entering our Discord sometimes. And right now, Caleb Elswick, the race leader, again, he has got the most positions gained. He could be in contention to win the Kirwan Hard Charger Award, Kirwan Sports Collectables Hard Charger Award. He's won 2 of them, 3 of them possibly. This could be his 4th one tonight. There we go. Now we're back to Talladega 146. Everybody's running single file right now. Lap number 11. William Kirwan in the booth alongside Monkeyz Smiley entering the booth for the first time. And he's trying to get his little streamer experience going on. And what do you think of it so far?
It's been quite fun. We've had some ups and downs past my first stream. It's an interesting experience getting to meet new people, even though it wasn't many. I still met a couple new people. They were interesting to talk to, and just overall a really fun experience.
As we got some cars looking into the top. Everybody goes back down to the bottom here, working lap number 12. Pretty tame right now. It was getting crazy about 6 laps ago. They all got back in line. I think these cars look a little loose tonight to me, going into the turns there, so they probably just want to try to save their car to the end. Again, these cars use one reset or fast repair or fast tow in this series, so you kind of want to, if you get minor damage, you kind of want to save it. But if you got some heavy damage and you have to use it early, you're going to have to be careful the rest of the race. George Burns really pushing that 66 machine. Trying to pull away a little bit. Kind of gave him a little bit of a gap. Sorry, I was just trying to copy this link and get it into the Discord and on Facebook. We got these Elswick machines. We always see Caleb leading again, but his two teammates there are just struggling to get something working on the top side there. You're gonna need a few more cars than that. And Robert's usually pretty quiet. He doesn't like to really push too much. There, as you say that, he's gonna push the 93 down the front here. And DJ, he's second in points right now. Mackay, I mean, you're closer to him than in age than I am. What do you think for him, being a kid, it's going to take for him to get a win in the series?
Just a lot of smart decision making, knowing what to push and what not to push. He, similar to me, is really aggressive with his driving. Just learning when to not be super aggressive and just overall being smart with your decisions is gonna get him really far in this series, especially with how aggressive he is. If he can use it to his advantage, he can get many wins to come.
Absolutely. He has calmed down his aggressiveness a little bit over the last few weeks there. George Burns has been kind of giving it the way George does when he's upset at people, giving them advice. But George is a good guy. Right now he's the points leader, finished in the top 5 every single race, the only person to do so this season. He's only got the 1 win. Caleb's got 2 now. Caleb looking for 3 in a row, and that's going to go back to 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, I think, there, and we were gone off for 3 weeks here. We had some fun races during the week there, a few weeks off. These guys are back at it tonight. Robert McMillan there in the 68 trying to push that 93 car through the lead. And I think he's probably getting a little hot. We talked about 5 laps earlier was when Caleb blew up, and he was really pushing George. You can see Robert backing off. Working lap 17. We're about 8 laps or so away from our initial pit stops, our first stops of the night. Let's go to the back here. Let's see about some other cars we haven't really talked about. We got the 31 machine of Kevin Clark back here just chilling. We saw Nathan up here a little earlier as well in the 56 behind him. Adam Benefield's back here. So these guys taking it pretty calmly here, early going there at Talladega. See Nathan Manwaring back here. Sorry, still trying to learn this new system they made. Kind of changed it up. There's Adam Benefield. Our series sponsor, Tom's Tool Room right there. And you can check them out. As we go back up front, it is still... I wish I can move this somehow. It is still Caleb Elswick leading this race. He's been out there for some time now. We can see Robert again is blinking Mackay, and he's pushed himself way up the racetrack. He's trying to push DJ to the front there, but it's not working out. That outside line is not working. Working lap number 20 now. We're closing in on halfway in about 7 laps already. These guys want to get this race done tonight and move on to next week. And next week, Mackay, is the Legacy Daytona throwback race. And I can't wait to see some of these throwback cars.
Yeah, these are definitely going to be some interesting cars. I'm looking forward to see how far back some of these people will go, and it should just be a wonderful time to reminisce on all the good racers we've used to have and still have today.
We see Burns getting a little loose there. Now here comes the Elswick Esports again. As soon as they make any runs, that 68 blinks out for just a second and kills their momentum, but they are coming. They are on the outside of George Burns. Oh, Robert McMillan slid up way high. As we will try to get a good onboard with him. Hopefully it's better as soon as I can find it. Again, they changed this whole system up on me. Ugh. Well, that's pretty far back. This is on DJ's car. Better with the gyro cam. You can see DJ falls in line. That leaves Robert all by himself on the top side there. Robert from Martinsville. And he blinked out. There he is. So we go back to live racing here. You can see he's fallen way to the back of the pack now. No help whatsoever. As we can see that it's still Caleb leading this race. Ooh, Caleb's lining up a little bit. Burns could almost stick his nose in there if he wanted to. We're getting close, Makai, to this pit stop. What lap you thinking here?
If we don't have a caution, maybe sometime around lap 27 or 27 to 30 is probably around my best bet. These guys don't really, they like to run it out till the final laps until they're just barely have enough fuel to make it down the pit lane. So yeah, around lap 30, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after, but definitely around there.
Yeah, absolutely, Makai. And Caleb right now, he is using the most fuel as he is, pushing the air out of the way for all these cars. So he's gonna probably be one of the first to enter pit road, but he's been having some excellent pit strategy lately. So I want to see what his pit strategy is. He's also had some trouble entering pit road lately. 68 car really slow on the top of the racetrack. Looked like he was way off the pace for just a moment there. And we have cars coming to pit road. It looks like everybody's coming in pretty much. Cars locking up the brakes, trying to get in safely. It looks like everybody kind of made it in pretty safe. As we take a look at our pit cam here. See if we can get a good view of these cars. Here comes David Hurt into his stall. Kevin Clark behind him, the 56. The 43 is the only one that stayed out. George Burns. Everybody coming out at the same time. Adam's still sitting there. He's going to probably lose the draft. As he gets back out on the racetrack there. As we can see, 4 cars here together, kind of separated the field. So about 25 laps, Makai. So we should see these guys in about, again, a lap 50. But our new leader now, well, will be the leader once the 43 does make his way to pit road, as he is in his stall. Looks like he's taking tires, and that'll slow him way down. And he's still there. Long pit stop for him, as he must have taken 4, and he's down and away. But here comes the leaders. They are going to blow right by him. So right now, David Hurt back to the lead. George Burns running second. DJ Trout running third. And Kevin Clark up to 4th. Our leader at the time, Caleb, is back in 9th right now. There's the 43. He's just coming back on the track. So he could possibly get with the 66 here. And then Adam Benefield had a really slow stop. And he is back 11 seconds back of the race leader. A lot went on that pit cycle there. Looks like we're about to have a 5-car group as Nathan Manwaring is closing in on him. I didn't think he had a shot at closing in on him, but he must have. Tell you what, Makai, I've been liking these super speedway races this season. We've had a lot of pit strategy, and it's going to come down to another one here tonight.
Yeah, it's looking something around there. It's set up to be another one of those races where hopefully we can go green all the way through to the end and it just rely down to who has the best driving skill and who has the best pit stop strategy, which those races are not always that boring. Hopefully we could see a lot more racing, but without the cautions, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. And this two-car group, ooh, who's that? Robert McMillan again. Very bad blinking. Got it figured out, but they are closing in. It is about to be a 7-car group very shortly. I believe Robert should have the draft off of Nathan Manwaring's car, the 56 machine. And then we're going to go back and take a look and see this 43 and the 66. You can see Caleb really pushing him, but he's got to be careful. He's got to remember back to practice what happened. He blew up. And they are not really gaining much time, as they are actually gone back to about 9 seconds. They lost about a second that lap. And then poor Adam Benefiel, once again, way in the back of the pack. But this race isn't over. We just passed halfway. Now we have a 7-car group going for the race lead. And it can get hectic here pretty shortly, probably in the next 10 laps. We'll have 15 to go. That should be when cars are going to start getting racing. They know they're running out of time. And they also have that thought of that last pit stop. Again, that 68 machine of Robert McMillan blinking, but he's definitely given a good push to George Burns. And Burns slides down to the bottom of the racetrack and will take the lead back from David Hurt. David Hurt very aggressive in this league. He's finally got a good shot at winning tonight. And that 68 still blinking, but he's hanging in there. It's tough. Mackay, we're getting down to the closing stages of this race pretty shortly here. Who do you think you got to pick for tonight?
Um, I think generally anybody towards the front has a great shot at this race, but my personal pick would probably be George Burns for the race win. He's been, as you said, he's finished top 5 in all the races he started, and he's overall really racing and really good with his strategy. So I think he's definitely a very good pick for the race win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go with the 77 machine behind him, David Hurt. Um, just because Hurt's been here a few weeks, he's been doing well. He's been in contention. He's had some minor mistakes, but he's there tonight. He had a great pit stop. DJ Trout trying to really get underneath him there in the corner. But yeah, George Burns, going back to him, he's going to need a good finish tonight. I know me and him talked a little earlier. He's going to have a week off here, which is going to be a provisional. And provisional just gives you last place points. And there they go. They're going to go to the outside. David Hurt, I forget, is also driving with the Elswick Esports machines. So they are going to just blow by George. George has no help from his teammates right now. The closest thing to a teammate he has is the 5 of Matthew Kopp, but that is behind Kevin Clark and Nathan Manwaring there in the 7th position. As now David Hurt has taken back the race lead. Now I won't consider David a teammate of the Elswick. I think he worked with them a few weeks ago there, and he's not considered officially a teammate. So we can try to give a win to one of the non-teammate drivers. Robert really wanted to try to get in there, but George had such a great run, he could not get down, and now Robert's stuck on the outside. Ooh. DJ making an aggressive run to the top, and that put the 68 up higher, and that costed their run. And George Burns going to be pushing that 77. Just got a little scared there. It looks like the 77 snuck up high. Contact between the 68 and the 93. They saved their machines. 93 had a great jump to the lead. Is he going to cut down in front? He will. DJ Trout, the race leader. And Robert again going out by himself. No help. And still having some of those connection issues for him tonight. Take a look back in the pack here. They're not falling back as bad as they once were. They're about 12 seconds. They've been steady at that for a little bit. And then we have Adam 33 seconds behind. So about another like 17 seconds or so from going a lap down. Meanwhile, George Burns on the outside all by him lonesome. Robert McMillan could not pick a line which way he wanted to go. George will fall back in line there right behind the 77. And I said about 10 laps, and these guys are getting really racy, Mackay.
Yeah, these guys are, towards the end, they start to get really racy. They start to push it, and maybe give it a few more laps, and maybe we'll even see a caution happen. But these guys are smart. They know when to push. They know when not to push, and I hope to not see a caution, but these guys are getting quite racy.
Yeah, these guys have been great all season long, not really bringing out much cautions. I was going to say another thing, too, was that we've seen in the last few weeks that we've had a long green flag runs with the pit strategy, especially with now less than 25 to go. We've seen some pit strategy being played. With the Elswick Esports machines kind of coming in a little early. Will we see that again tonight? We have some double file racing going on now as the TTR team consisting of Burns, Kopp, and Manwaring running the top. But they are not getting nowhere as they're going to fall back. As Matthew now gets on the back bumper of George Burns. So we go to our blimp cam to watch this battle, and it looks like they're going to fall to the back of this pack. Here comes Kevin Clark underneath George Burns. So as the leaders just past the start-finish line, there's Adam coming off of turn number 2. So they are closing in rapidly on him, but he will be able to keep the draft of that field, especially with his teammates being there. As we can see now, that outside line, Robert McMillan there trying to get that push from George. He would like to, he's been pushing his teammates all race. He would like to get up there and try to lead a lap. A little squirrely coming through the tri-oval. Not that time. It was still DJ. But George. Hello? Hey, Mackay, just take it over for a minute.
All right. Not much has changed. We're still going too wide. Getting a bit squirrely going through these final laps. Oh, there's a caution. Oh, there's people on their sides and upside down. I can't really tell who that was. I don't think I know who started that, but we are into a caution now. 15 to go with a caution. We said it a few laps ago. These guys start to get really racy going into these final laps, and here we go, a caution. Hopefully this is the only one of the night. We could see some clean racing to the end and a clean finish.
Sorry about that, folks. I had to step away for a minute, and just as I step away, a caution comes out. And I hope, Mackay, you can tell me what happened so I can go try to find it.
I don't exactly know what happened, but they were going through the corner, dove too wide, and one of them just came up and tapped the other, and they just sprawled all out over the track, and yeah,
All right,
wasn't really much to it.
let me see if I can get a good view here. I can see it. I'm going to go back just a bit further. All right, we're going to go back to right about here. This is where it's all going to happen. And we're going to go super slow-mo here. We're going to watch the 07 machine. The 68 finally got the lead. I don't know if there was contact or some net code there. The 07 gets loose, hits the 93 machine. DJ Trout comes back up the racetrack into the 77, and look, a lot of net code there, Mackay. The 77 net coding the 5, and iRacing has been pretty bad about that lately. We'll go back and take another look at this from on board slowly of the 5 machine. He'll be the best judge of this accident. We'll go slow-mo, and then we'll take a quick good look at it in real time. We'll go on board here with the roll bar cam, and we're gonna go slow again. And Mackay, take us through. The 68 came up. I think there was contact there between him and the 07. As the 07
Yeah,
came,
and
go ahead.
it looked like there was a bit of contact there, and the 07 just came back down from being loose a little bit, hit the 93, and the 93 sent the 77 up into the
Oh yeah,
5,
you
and
can see that net code there. Very bad net code with the iRacing. Yeah, they've been having a lot of issues with that lady, but that was maybe 2 feet. So bad damage. We're going to take one more look at it real time, and we'll get back up to the front and kind of take a look and see what's happened. I know some cars have made their way down the pit road, and we're going to get ready to go green shortly. Try to get a quick interview there with somebody. We're going to go real time, real fast, and we'll get back to the real iRacing live. And then you can see Matthew Kopp taking the worst of it here. As we go back live, you can see he's got all his repairs done. We're going to go pull down. Let's pull down. Who do you want to pull down, Mackay?
Um, let's pull down Matthew Kopp and see how he experienced it, and see if he could tell us anything that happened during
All
that
right.
accident.
All right, I'll bring him in here. I can lead this interview.
Hey, Matthew, can you hear?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you tell us what happened during that accident if you can say anything at all?
Well, I don't know. I just saw George getting loose and I went up in the wall.
Yeah, no, on the replay it shows there was a solid bit of net code, probably 2 feet between you and the guy next to you. Um, then you just went up on the wall and went for the ride.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just '07 got loose in front of me, and I know I got hit in the side, and then I was wall riding it. About went over.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the catch fence and barrier, you would have been long gone. Um, but thank you for that. We just wanted to see if you could tell us anything.
Nah, problem. Appreciate it.
That was Matthew Kopp of TTR Racing being involved in that incident there. You took the worst of it. Robert McMillan, actually David, it's showing David Hurt as the race leader. I think it's the 68 machine. It's supposed to be the race leader. This brings everybody back into it, and this is the first time this season we're going to have a caution this late in the race, and we're going to have everybody bunched up. Everybody's made their final stops. Everybody's that was damaged have taken their reset. We see the 5 car had to take a reset. Not sure if DJ did. I'm not sure if George did. George right now is back here. He's got his teammate there in the 9. Caleb's back into this. Now it's anybody's race, Mackay. We're going to see some exciting racing here with the final 11 laps.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be exciting. I can't wait to see what happens. These guys are very racy. Hopefully, no more accidents, and we don't have to go into a green white checker, and we just have a green finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to watch out for any restart changes here, any restart violations. I'm going to keep this blimp on the 77 machine, even though it's showing the whole field, just because of Robert's connection issues. As the pace car is off, and we are back to green flag racing here. Slow start. Looks like it was pretty clean there to Mackay. I wasn't sure about that 77, but we'll leave that up to the iRacing, our race controller Jared there. But David Hurt is back into the lead with 11 laps to go. And here comes that 43 machine. He's up to second right now on our scoreboard. Ooh, look at Robert McMillan almost getting into the side of his teammate there. George Burns falling way back. They're about a second back right now. Do you think they're waiting to see what happens up here, or are they just gonna wait till the end?
Um, from personal experience, I have a feeling they're just gonna sit there and wait and see what happens and hope that they can get the jump on anyone who messes up and maybe get lucky and find a hole through the way of the pack. But for now, they're still in race contention if they can get a good enough run, and this is anyone's race still.
Yeah, and they're getting really dicey up here now. It looks like it's still David Hurt, the race leader. Jeff, I believe I'm saying Jeffrey. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Jeffrey Ordon. I'll have to ask him if I get a chance to later. He's finally getting some help from the 66. We've seen them working together earlier tonight there when they fell back after the pit stops. We're going to try to take it 3. No, we're going to stay 2, and we're down to 9 laps to go. David Hurt leading this field. See the field coming right at you here. Riding on board Caleb Elswick's machine. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Robert McMillan. Dang, the numbers are switching around so far. Let's look at the 66. Pushing that 43 car to the lead. Now does the 43 leave him? No, he's going to stick with him. 8 laps to go here at Talladega. Oh! Let's go back to our normal camera here. They're getting really racy up there. I wasn't sure what happened to Caleb. He slid down on the bottom. Now he's back to the top. He's got the push from the 31 of Kevin Clark. Adam Benefield still just sticking back there. George Burns has made his way into the field here. Oh, look at Caleb make a daring move to the bottom. He takes the race lead back from Jeffrey Ordon. 7 to go, Mackay.
Yeah, no, 7 to go, and these drivers, they're getting really aggressive trying to go after that lead, because on the last couple laps, it's really hard to find your way through the pack and get to the lead, so they're trying to do it as early as possible.
Caleb blocking really aggressively here with 7 to go. That unfortunately pushed the 31 machine up to his bumper when he did that, and to the outside of him. Give Kevin Clark a chance of the race lead here. We'll have 6 to go. Kevin Clark, the new race leader. Caleb's got no help. The 43 backing off of him. Here comes the 5 of Matthew Kopp. Here comes George Burns. Here comes Nathan Manwaring. Adam Benefield still hanging out in the back of the pack here. Coming to 5 to go, and don't forget these guys have 2 chances of a green-white checkered if needed. Give the lead back to Caleb Elswick here. He got a great run, but he's going to lose momentum as the 43 is not behind him. Kevin Clark again leads that lap. Caleb trying to pull up to him, trying to side draft him, headed into turn 1. But Kevin Clark is clear of the 66 just for a second. Will he go down in front of him? No, he will not. George Burns looking to the middle here, going 3 wide. Elswick Esports on the top. Oh, the contact. There goes another car around. That is Caleb, and he's going to come up on the track. Heavy damage to the back of his machine. These guys are still in it, though. 4 laps to go. Now we just got to see if any of these damaged cars, is it going to affect them or not. We go back up to the front, and Matthew Kopp leading. George Burns in second. And Kevin Clark in third, and George is pushing his teammate of the 5 of Matthew Kopp. The Elswick Esports machines trying to get together, but they're just having some issues trying to figure out where to be. Unbelievable racing. All these guys saved their race cars. We're going to have to take a look at that again here at the end of this race. How Caleb saved that race car. That was gone. That was coming back and taking out everybody. Just shows you the talent of these drivers. 3 laps to go. Here comes Adam Benefield now. He is running the top side. He's pushing the 93 car. Oh, contact between Burns and Kopp. Here comes Kevin Clark to the race lead. David Hurt up here again. Oh, man. I don't think they're going to make another 3 laps. Oh, no, there goes Hurt. They're crashing. They're crashing. We got to get that caution out. There it is. There's the caution. Oh, man. Oh, man. We're going to get our first green-white checker of the season, Mackay. How about that?
Oh, it's gonna be an interesting restart. Hopefully we can see a clean finish and not have to use the second one and then go on to just a regular restart. But hopefully this can turn out into something good.
All right, we're going to have to go back a little bit here. The lap where Caleb got sideways, I'm trying to find it. Here it is. I'm going to pull this up here just momentarily here and watch this machine here. The 66, that pink and white car, middle of your screen. Watch this. Contact with Burns. He's down in the grass. How? How did he save that machine? Came up in the back, got some contact with the 43, kept on going. Now we're going to try to get a look at the wreck that just happened here as we go back live, and I'll go back and rewind. There was a lot going on. All right, so stop. Let's try to get a good view of it here. We'll go slow-mo and try to dissect what happened. You see the 66 really pushing the 77 machine of David Hurt, and he gets sideways, comes down the track, misses Matthew Kopp. He's on the bottom on the apron, and then at the top there we had Robert McMillan and Adam Benefield get contact together, as then the 68 came down the track into the 43 car, which sent the 43 spinning as he came back up the racetrack. And I guess trying to regain it, he just hit the wall and spun her around. Oh, look at David Hurt get some contact into that. And he'll hit the inside wall. So we'll go back to live now. As you can see, there he is. And I'm having issues of why my... There we go. I was having some technical difficulties of why my live wasn't working. We're going to pull down Caleb Elswick here. He's running third right now before we get the one to go. Caleb, it's Kirwan in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
How did you save that machine?
Your guess is as good as mine, brother. I've made 2 saves tonight. I don't even know how I did it.
That
One
thing,
on the down to third. The only way to keep it.
that thing was coming back up the track. The only thing you got was a little hit from the behind from the 43. And then, man, I thought that it was going to be pretty much 9 over for a lot of those drivers.
Yeah, I was happy I was able to save it and not collect anybody. So that was a blessing for every one of us.
Yeah, tonight's been awesome. This is the first time, we haven't had a pit strategy race, and we're gonna get ready for our first green-white checker. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the 31's got a good shot. I think it's all going to depend on what the 07 does with the 5 since they're teammates here. So I'm going to get stuck with the 31 for a little bit. So I got a teammate behind me, so hopefully maybe we can get a good, decent run and we can shuck his 31, maybe go for 3, but we'll see what happens. But all in all, a good points day, and hopefully we can knock off some points off that '07 car. It's
Yeah.
about time for him to go to second.
Yeah, you do have some rear end damage, so just to keep you informed of that. And then, yeah, we'll let you get back. We see we're getting ready to one to go, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, I appreciate it.
I can't find. Oh, did you move him?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, where's the Caleb Eastwork? All right, so we just talked to Caleb Ellswick. Wow. Kevin Clark, been quiet racer, up here leading with 3 to go. We'll actually have 2 to go when we get to the stripe. Our first attempt of a green-white checkered finish. And what do you think? Do you think George is still going to be a top 5 contender tonight?
I think George definitely has not only the car but the skills to keep it where he is, and I don't think he's gonna drop too far down, if down at all. Um, he's definitely gonna stay towards the front unless we have another accident, but I think, yeah, he'll stay in the top 5, if not a win.
Absolutely, and I'm having some technical difficulties here. I don't know what's going on. My game is froze. I believe we're still live. Sorry, I hope I'm not missing the action. What's going on? But I am frozen. Oh boy. Yeah, I am frozen. I am stuck here. I don't know what happened. All I wanted to do is pull up the logo, but I guess that's not going to happen. The race is going, and right now it's Kevin Clark leading, as I can still see my standings. But yeah, I am frozen. Of course. Now Caleb is leading the race. DJ's in second. I cannot do anything. Are you still there, Makai?
Yes.
Are you seeing anything move on your screen?
No, I'm not.
Okay, let's I cannot pick anything. Oh man, oh no, don't tell me I'm gonna miss this last lap. They are on the final lap. It is Caleb Ellswick leading with DJ in second, Kevin Clark in third, Matthew Kopp in fourth. And they're going to switch positions like crazy. And wow, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what happened. The whole iRacing froze on me. Trying to get it to go. But right now, Nathan Manwaring is leading this race. DJ's in second. Caleb's up to third. George Burns, I'm guessing some kind of accidents happened because he's out of contention. DJ Trout is leading the race right now. Nathan is in second, and they're about to cross the line here any second. And it looks like it's going to be DJ Trout winning with Caleb in second, Nathan Manwaring in third. And I am so sorry. I do not understand what happened tonight. As you can see, it is stuck on the pace lap. We just done talking to Caleb. And yeah, so I'm unfortunate I cannot know what happened. But let's try to get you some results here. Let's see if we can the race results are not through yet. We're waiting for McMillan and Burns to cross the finish line. Oh, look at that. Now it is working. Let's see if we can see the end of this race now. No. There's your race results for tonight. DJ Trout in first, Caleb Ellswick in second, Nathan Manwaring third, Kevin Clark 4th, Jeffrey Ordon 5th, David Hurt 6th, Matthew Kopp 7th, Adam Benefield 8th, Robert McMillan 9th, George Birds 10th. And then, yeah, that's your fields for tonight. Let's try to get some interviews going and try to maybe find out what happened because I have no idea. Let's try to pull down some people. Who was our winner? It was DJ, Caleb, and Nathan. So we'll move them to the interview waiting area. And we'll start with Nathan Manwaring. And Nathan, it's Kirwan in the booth. You have a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Unfortunately, my iRacing froze, so we did not get a good glimpse of the finish. So take us through what you know that happened, as I have no idea.
I'm watching it right now. I'm not sure what car number that is, but I went up high. I saw Matt in the 5, and then the Hardy's 31 car. But I believe we went into turn 3 there, and he was going to try to pass up high, and I caught enough there where I got a bump from him, and it just pushed me too far out on the high line where I didn't have any help at the end. So DJ got around. Caleb was pushing him, and just a good 2-wide finish.
Yeah, and unfortunately, none of the viewers at home, I'm still frozen. It did move for a second, and now it's frozen on your car, so I can't. The only thing I saw was the standings moving around, so I was just going off of what the standings were doing. So hopefully we can try to get somebody with the replay and help me out and try to look at it later after the race is over. Nathan, crazy race tonight. Good job getting the 3rd place finish. You got any shout outs before I let you go?
Thanks again to you and everything you're doing, especially with this league. And thanks again to George, Matt, Adam, everybody at TTR. We're going to make it happen. Hopefully, we see something good come out of the points, and George is still up there, and just have a good finish to the season.
Absolutely, Nate. And we'll let you go back and celebrate your 3rd place finish.
Thanks, buddy.
And I believe Mackay is caught up with Caleb Elswick. He finished 2nd.
Hey, Caleb, can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
All right. Could you walk us through what happened for that finish? Because our stream froze and we couldn't really see what happened. We could only go off the standings. So let us hear from your point of view.
Yeah, so it was. I was leading on the bottom with 93 pushing me, and 56 and or 31, and I want to say the 9 was with him. They were all 3 going up on the high line. They had a run coming up the back. We ended up putting us 3 wide. At that point, I think the 31 got loose with the 9 and wrecked. But it was just 3 wide finish with me, the 56 and the 93 there, and I was able to get back in line behind the 93 and push him past the 56 for the win. Pretty clean finish there at the end. It was a good run. Glad to see the 93 get the win there.
Yeah. I don't think you had been caught up in any accidents earlier in the race, did you?
Yeah, I mean, I never got really caught up in anything. The 77 I think got loose or whatever. I'd have to go back and watch the replay on that one. When he got loose in front of me, but I think just when they checked up, they got a little damage on my back end, but I didn't really feel it anything for me. So it's a clean finish for me. Happy to have my teammate win there. I think if I would have stayed with him there a little bit longer, I probably could have got it. But happy to come out with a first second for last month, so that should be good for the points, and just hopefully continue the success we're seeing.
Yeah. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give to anyone or anything like that?
Yeah, just good run for the week for Ellswick Esports Group here. Since our rebrand, it seems like we've really picked up our charisma and how we race it with each other, and how well we're working together. To come back out with 1-2-3s, 1-2 finishes for the last 3-4 weeks now has been pretty good to see. Good strong points run for us, and like I said, congratulations to DJ on getting his win. I know he's been excited for that. We just got to work on our next teammate.
All right, we will let you go and celebrate your second place finish with the rest of your team, and look forward to seeing you in the next race.
Yeah, thanks again.
All right, we're gonna get rid of Caleb here, and we'll get his teammate up here. And I now lost Mackay, my partner. You got this.
Whoa,
What'd you do with Caleb? Oh, he's on there. Okay, we got DJ coming in now. And DJ, it's Kirwan in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Congrats, man. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it. This, of course, for your luck, the iRacing froze on me, and it stuck in turn 3 of the final caution lap when one guys were going back to green. So unfortunately, you get to see it. We just went off of what the standings were, so we're just trying to piece together what happened. So take us through your last few laps.
Honestly, I don't really know what happened. I was trying to stay there, push Caleb past the 31. Somehow everything got checked up. Caleb went high, I believe, to stall at the run, and I was going to stay behind him. I just took it 3 wide so I could take the lead, and he pushed me to the win. I mean, it's my first league race win out of all my leagues. This is my first league race win at Talladega. Not a place where I thought I would get it, but this 93 was fast today. Thank you to all the teammates for the help, and yeah.
And we have a special guest, Adam Benefield, in the booth. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, bud?
Hey, we're just congratulating DJ on his first win of the season. Unfortunately, my iRacing froze, so I did not see anything that happened on the last lap.
Yeah, so 31 got kind of single file there in the middle, and me and Matt both went on the outside of him, trying to get a run, and Matt ended up getting a little sideways, and he kissed the wall right in front of me, and it wasn't that bad. It didn't even slow him down, but when I was directly behind him, all I could see was him in the wall, and first instinct was, I got to turn, I got to get around him because I'm just gonna run right over him. And I came down, I jerked the wheel to come down below him because I knew I had George there below me, and the car just went into a 4-wheel slide right in the door of George there. So I ended up taking up my teammate in the process. So that wasn't so great, but overall it's a pretty good race. It's pretty much caution free there until there towards the end. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam, for the update. As like I said, I don't know if you're watching the broadcast, but I'm stuck looking at DJ's car in turn 3 right now. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it just froze. I was pulling up the sponsors, and all of a sudden it just like froze on me. Couldn't get it. It's saying it's playing, but it's not. So I was going off of the standings. DJ, again, congrats to you tonight, getting your first win in any league, as you said. And before we let you go celebrate that win with your teammates, do you have any shout outs?
Thank you thank you to my family for the support. Thank you for all my teammates for the help. And thank you for everyone who's racing to make this league what it is.
All right, DJ, go out and have some fun tonight, and we'll see you next week at Daytona Legacy.
Thank you.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, we already did the standings, so I want to try this one more time with the sponsors. First, we have the Kirwan Sports Collectables, and that hard charger is going to go again to Caleb Elswick, coming home in second position after starting. Let me see if I have his starting position. It's 12th, I believe, well, 10th. And then we also have Tom's Tool Room and Adam's, I believe, still in the booth here.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for coming on board doing that for us here. And you have anything to say about Tom's Tool Room? Any updates lately?
Yeah, we're getting ready to go live there on the YouTubes. We're starting to kind of get our stuff together and maybe do like a weekly show. Yeah, just kind of showing shop activity and all the goofy stuff we get into. So we'll hopefully have that coming up here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for everything that you've done. Helped us out this season, and we can't wait for next season. The trucks, and then your league, and then Super Speedway. So a lot of stuff going to be going on with this league.
It's gonna be busy. So I'm excited.
All right, thank you, Adam. And before we go off the air tonight, Makai, any final thoughts?
Not really. Just pretty clean race up until the end. It got a bit messy, but we couldn't see those final laps, and that's all right. But other than that, it was overall a pretty good race, and I look forward to seeing next week's.
Yes, next week we will be back live at Legacy Daytona for the throwback race. So I'm hoping to see some good throwback machines out there. We're going to get off the air here tonight. Thanks to our sponsors again, Kirwan Sports Collectables, Tom's Tool Room, helping us out with the series. East Coast Online Sim Racing Association. We'll be back next week at Daytona. Until then, have a good week.